Cu cea mai cool gașcă împarți musai cea mai de gașcă înghețată și cel mai răcoritor playlist.
this age. Video age. Age, are you watching? Okay, we'll wait a couple of minutes for age to go. Then we'll start. Can you hear me now? Okay. Let's look over the game we want to make. This is the 3D version. Basically, you have terrain, different type of terrain, and you have pieces with animals, and you have to place them on the correct tile. See, like this. And we'll try to recreate this in 2D. Okay. Let's go this. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, I see that it's the... Can you hear me better now? My voice is kind of low, okay. Let me see what I can do. One second, let me see how to do this. Okay. Is it better now? Maybe... Okay. Maybe it's the wrong microphone. Let's see how to do these settings. Audio. Do you know where I can see which device I'm using? Probably it's the wrong microphone. Let's see, microphone. Okay, let's try to increase this. Okay, let me try like this. Is now better? Is it better now? I don't know which setting is the problem, but you should hear me because this works when I'm recording. It should be the same for the stream. Can you hear me better now? Okay. If it's the volume is too high, okay. Okay, then we can start. Okay, let's start 2D project. I prepared some assets for this. I have an isometric tile set. It's very quite detailed, and also some animals that are also isometric, but we'll only use one rotation. We have 4 rotations. Also some backgrounds, and this should be enough for the graphics. I know I said last time that we'll start action game, but I thought about it and it's not very simple, so we'll keep this for the future. I decided that it's better to start with an easier project. But I believe the music it's too low, isn't it? Is the music good? For me it's kind of okay, I see. So the music is very loud, seems. Okay, let's try to lower it from here, from audio output. Desktop. I don't know which one it is. Okay, I'll lower it from YouTube. Is it good now? Don't know why it is so loud. I don't know why I have three audios here. Should be just 2, my microphone and the computer. I have no idea what this means. Let's see if I stop this. Okay, let's test this. Okay. Now it should be very high volume, correct? It's very high volume now, correct? You hear it very okay. How is it now? Is it better? I believe is this one here. Let me know, higher or lower? So should I increase it or decrease it for the music? Okay. How is it now? Is it better? Is it better? I don't know why the chat has a delay. Let's see if we have an option here. No. Not much difference. Okay. Okay. If that is the case, we'll just lower it from YouTube, like this, and should be good now. The other audio sources. This one. Why is there a bug or something? An audio distortion? I'm looking how to make the chat be instant. Okay. Team chat. Don't know. Okay, let's start this game. First, we'll create some folders to keep everything organized. Your main folder should be called resources. This scene we'll call this level 1. Now we need a folder for our sprites. One for prefabs, one for scripts, maybe materials, and animations. Let's get our resources. These three, drag them in our sprite folder, and now we need to decide how many layers, how many render layers we will use. The first one should be the background, but before we create the background, let's copy a script from our previous game, the platform. Let's copy the background script. Save some time. Let's get an empty object, call this background. When you just sprite renderer, default we need to change, create a new layer background, let's add our texture from sprites background. I like the gray one. Also, let's change the background on the camera to white. Drum mode should be tiled. And also let's look at our sprites, and since we're working with pixel art, we'll check here point, no filter. Should increase the size to cover the screen. But I believe it's too small. Like this should be better. Okay, in the script I'll show the script and explain how it works. If you have any questions, please stop me anytime. Okay. That's complicated, but I have a bug here. For some reason I have problems with Visual Studio. Doesn't. Okay. Now it works. So we have a sprite render variable where we get the component sprite renderer. Then we have a float for the grow speed. Basically, we increase the size of this sprite to create the illusion of movement. In this one, this is an array of sprites that contains all the possible textures, and this will be the selected texture, this sprite index. And we need at some point to reset this, otherwise we get an error. So if the size is bigger than 100 on either axis, we reset the size to the starting one. And here we created three types of movement. One is diagonal and the other ones are vertical and horizontal. Okay. But I forgot to add this here, this texture. Okay. Let's see if it works. But the speed is too much. Okay, now we have a background. Let's create a level. We need to go, before we start we do this, we need to go to our project settings, graphics, and see this transparency sort axis. We need to sort the sprites by the Y value, not Z. Z is usually used in 3D. So what that means is the objects that are higher than the. If you have two objects, one is higher than the other one. The one that is higher will be rendered first. And we need to set this to 1, this to 0. And here to custom axis. Let's create a level. Create an empty object. We can do this manually or automatically. First, let's get our tiles here. filter mode point because it's pixel art. Then multiple, we slice this. By cell size, 32 seems to be. Okay, now we have the tires. This is an empty object, we need a sprite renderer. Let's see how this looks first. For we'll have two animals, a stag and a boar. For the boar we'll use this ground with no vegetation. But as you can see, we cannot see this because we need to create a new layer, a sorting layer. All these platforms. See, now it's visible, but it's very small because here pixels per unit is too high. We need to set it to the actual size of the each tile, like this. And let's see if okay, this works. They are sorted by y-axis. Now that we have this, let's create a prefab. Let's zoom in on this for this platform. We want to create a physics layer called platform. Okay, and we want a script where we save a couple variables. Call this platform new script. You say that the chat is not instant. I don't know why that happens. Maybe you can help with this. Let me change the name of this to platform, so the names are the same. Okay, and we need to save just three things here. We need a bool public because we need to access this from other scripts. If is occupied, let me see if I write this correctly. So we have a bool to check if it's occupied, an int for the type of terrain, public type, and also if it has an obstacle. But I guess if it has an obstacle, we can use this occupied, so it's not necessary. Everything else we don't need, just these two. This is not that complicated of game. Let's create a level manager, an object, an empty object. We call this level manager, and attach a script to it called manager. We'll create the level automatically. This will be a little different than the one I showed you, the 3D one, because this is a isometric view. The mathematics are different. How do I reset this? Okay, reset. let's first try to draw it to see the distance between the tiles. It's not that obvious what is the difference. Maybe we can add a collider to this, to the box collider. See, it's not that obvious. Obvious. Okay, let's try a different tactic. Let's remove the collider, add the child to this, and to the child let's add a box collider, and then let's rotate this 45 degrees. See, this doesn't work either. See, this doesn't work. Not that simple. Okay, how do we calculate this? Take a look at the sprites first. Maybe we can change this and find other tiles. Let's see what each they have some free tile set. I'd like to use normal, not isometric, or at least if it's isometric, I'd like to know what are the dimensions of this size. These are isometric as well. Don't know how to. Maybe they. Let's search for isometric. I believe this is the one. Maybe they have some advice here. Okay, we'll have to use another tactic to calculate this. Let's see if this is too much. I need better tiles. Tiles free. Maybe top down. Because if you don't find better tiles, I'll have to do something to find the correct size, correct distance between tiles, and I don't want to do that. Let's see if we can do it without. I don't see better tiles. Okay, we'll calculate this. So for both these we'll add some colliders, something new. You haven't seen this collider. Something called edge collider, so it's just a line. We'll collide these two and see the distance between them. So we want this here and here. Also we add a edge collider from here. I don't know how to do this. Okay, let's just experiment with different distances. seems to be like this. Maybe we can use something different, like tile map, hexagonal, tile map, isometric. Okay, we'll use isometric tile map. This should be in a platform layer. Now let's create a tile palette with a new folder, tiles. Let's see how to do this. We select our tile map, new palette, create new palette, tiles, not rectangle, isometric. I don't know the cell size, to be honest. Now let's drag all of these here. Shift click, drag them. Okay. Sprites, resources, tiles. Now we have all the tiles here. And we'll draw the map and then we'll add the colliders manually. Sorry, by script. Okay. Let's find the center. Let's go to camera. So this is the center. Okay. 8 by 8 should be okay. So this is the center. 2, 3, 4. Never tried isometric before. Okay, so we go for in all directions. I forgot where is the center here. This one is the center. Let's make it another tile just to know which one it is. From here 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have a level with all tiles the same. Change this. Something like this. Okay. I wonder how you can see which tile you click. Cannot see this. Okay, let's go to our level manager. So the difference in distance between these two tiles should be 1, but we'll verify this. Let's create an empty, put it in the middle. Okay, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 5 here. This is the center. Problem with the tile map. It's positioned incorrectly, not at 0. Now it is. question is which one is the center. Sorry, I forgot which one it is. Let's open this. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we need to redraw this, sorry, but it's not correct. So let's open all time, delete everything, and start again. Go to your camera, select that this is the center. By 10. Sorry, 5 by 5. Okay, now the problem was that we had 4 by 5. It wasn't a perfect square. Let's look at this, where is it positioned. Let's say this is the center. And let's create another copy of this and add one here. So we select the y and plus 1. See, this is the problem here, because it's not 1, it's 0. The distance on y between tiles it's 0.5, and on x it's 1. See? Okay, so it's 0.5 on y and 1 on x, but we need to select this. So 0 on y, and here should be 0.25. Let's see, from here to here it's 0.5. Where is 0? And 0 is here, then it's 0.25 divided by 2 with minus here. This should be the center. But I don't know if this is correct. Do this manually, something like this. Do a simple calculation. So 0.25 divided by 125, like I said, but it's not that. Okay, let's call this center position, and now we need to create the colliders. So we'll create an empty object called platform colliders, let's position this at the same position as the center position. Copy paste this. Okay, now this is positioned in the middle. But now that I think about it, I don't think it matters. Now we need to calculate the start position, which will be this one, the bottom tile. Let's go to our level manager. Okay. We need the position of the center. So public vector 3 center position, and we want this one should be bottom left position. So vector 3 bottom left position. We know the center position, and we'll calculate the bottom left position in start. And let's look at this. First we need to also to say here to have a public int size platform level size, meaning the length of this square, which is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 9 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, so 9 by 9 in this case. Let's go to our inspector, 9 here. Let's copy that center position, so it left click on position, copy and paste it in here. Bottom position should be this minus okay, so bottom left position is equal to center position minus vector 2. We're working with vector 3 here, so vector 3 down times to be flexible for every level. This is 4, so here level size divided by 2. Since we are working with ints, this will be an int as well, so 9 divided by 2 is 4, not 4.5 because we're working with ints. Now we have the bottom position, so let's comment this, calculate bottom left tile position. Let's create our collider first. To do this, we'll just draw another tile here away from the main ones, but let's select one that is very visible, something like this. Okay, let's zoom in on this and create an empty object. Call this platform collider. Drag this here. But I'd like to know the exact position of this, so let's copy this copy, paste here on our collider, so we have the center, Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's open the tile map. And let's count how many tiles. One, two, three, four, 5. Okay, so 5. From here 1, 2, 3, 4, so 9. Then here we add plus. But this is only on X, so plus 9 on X. Wait. To know it on both axes. Need to know on both axes the difference. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's just draw this because this is very complicated. In the edge collider. No, not edge, sorry. We need a polygon collider like this. Points. Let's move this one. This array element like this. We need only 4 sides. One here. Actually, might need more. Okay, something like this. Now we have a collider. Let's reset the position. Delete this from our scene, the tile. And this collider will also have the script, the platform script. Platform script type. Okay. Of the collider, let's create our level. So let's create a function void create level. Let's look at a little bit at the tile map. We need a tile map. We can do this two ways. We can have the level structure in a file and read it from a file, but I believe there are better ways to do this. Let's see if we can do this another way. because that is very ugly, the other method. Okay. Guess we'll do this manually. It's not that complicated to do it manually. First we'll create automatically all colliders, and then we'll manually add the type to each one. So we have the bottom left position. We start from there. So from 1 or let's try 0 to level size. So for each line, and then for every column. We want to create the colliders. We need first to have the prefab collider, public game object, platform collider prefab. Save this in our prefab folder. Okay, and we want to keep this organized, so we also have an object that holds all the colliders. So here public game object platform colliders, platform colliders holder. Let's add these two objects to our script in level manager. So holder here and the prefab here. Okay. So here instantiate the platform collider prefab, and now we need to calculate the position. So from bottom left position, okay, plus So to move diagonally, we need to add to move diagonally we need to add 0.5 to both axes. 0.5, okay. So if it's 0, then if it's 1 here, so we are on line 1, so I is 0 and J is 1. We need to add 0.5 on both axes. So if I'm correct here, we have the I multiplied by minus let's create this as a unit here. Public vector3 how to call this, distance unit, the distance 0.5. Sorry, float here, float. No, it's okay, actually. Vector3. So here, new vector3. We need 0.5 on x and 0.5 on y, and on z we leave 0. So here I multiplied by minus distance unit and then plus j multiplied by distance unit. Like this, and then the rotation quaternion identity, which means the rotation of the prefab. Okay, and now this should be finished, this function. Let's test. And after we do this, we want this object that is instantiated, but then we add that transform. So after spawn, transform parent is this platform collider holder, that transform. So we make the collider child of the holder. Now we play the scene, and we should have the colliders, but we don't for some reason. Let's see, where is the problem? Here is the problem, distance unit. No, that is not the problem, sorry. Let's play the scene again. Bottom left position. That is calculated. Okay, so seems to be a problem in the code here. Level size is 9. We added prefab. Let's try to remove this. Maybe this is a problem. Don't know why this doesn't work. See, we still have the problem. No colliders spawn. Okay, so obviously it's a problem here. This is not okay for some reason. Oh, I see. Sorry, my bad. Forgot to add this function. So here it's correct. We will leave this like this. Transform parent equal to this holder transform. And here, after we create the distance unit, we create the level. And we do this. Just once to create the colliders, and then we'll remove that function. See, we have the colliders here. Let's look if they are positioned correctly. See, we have a problem here. The position is incorrect. And also not only the position but the number of colliders is incorrect. Let's try to do this without parenting. I'll comment this line, grab this, let's try without parenting, maybe that is a problem. We calculate the bottom left positions, but maybe, okay, I see. The problem is that this is not correct here. That is one problem. So vector down, not vector down, we need a new vector 3, 0.5. So basically vector 3 down divided by 2. So something like this. Then here is not plus, it's not minus, it's plus. Do this. Let's add parentheses here as well, just in case. Try again. Okay, let's select these. Look, okay. So if I am correct, there is a problem with the code. Okay, let's think about this again. How to do this? So this is this style here is what I0 and the J0, and this one is I0 J1. So we need to add 0.5 on both axes. So let's see if we do that. J, so add plus J multiplied by distance unit, which is 0.5 on both axes. Maybe here, let's try to calculate the starting position. Okay, so vector 3 starting position is equal to this bottom left position. So if I0, we don't need anything, but if I is 1, we need to add, so plus on the y-axis we need 0.5, vector 3 minus 0.5 on x and 0.5 on y and 0 on z axis. Now we have the starting position, and this multiplied by I here, like this, and then we have the starting position, and we add this here instead of this, instead of a bottom position or this, just starting position plus this. And let's add, after we spawn this, let's add as a child to our holder, so we don't have a bunch of objects, no parent. Now this should work. See, it is obviously better, but not completely. The big the calculation, the mathematics behind this is not correct. See, there's a problem with the this is not correct here. So let's see what we did wrong here. So the distance between this, let's create two objects to visualize this. Let's drag this here. Okay, let's duplicate this and drag this here. Let's see the distance, the difference in distance. 0.5 and that is not 0.5. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. So when we add, our unit is not so see here on x, on the x axis is 0.5, but on the y it's 0.25 plus 0.25. So the unit is not like this. It's here should be half of this. That should be the problem. Let's restart. See, it's better. But we see, now we have a problem. We calculated incorrectly the starting position here. So let's do that again. Take this and move it here. Let's see the difference. So let's try. Let's set x to 0 and here it's 0.5. Okay, so calculate this incorrectly too. So minus 0.5. This is correct. Minus 0.5. And we need also minus. Sorry, plus here not 0.5 but half of that. Okay, now it's working. We have the colliders, and we'll before we before we stop the scene, we'll copy this. See, we'll copy this while it's playing, and then we copy paste it. So now we have all the colliders, and we can modify them manually. But also, let's remove the function here. We'll comment. Now that we have the colliders, let's create a level. Let's open on palette. Where is it? And now make this smaller and add some terrain that looks good. This one I prefer. Something like this. Level, but we need to consider this terrain without grass. We'll consider this 0 and the other one 1. And now we need to select each tile. Let's see how to do this. We have this mask interaction. No. Let's try to take this and put it above on Z1. Maybe now we can select it. Nope. See, we select, but we select the tile map for some reason. See, we have some settings here that will allow us to select the colliders. No. Okay. Then we revert this to 0 because it doesn't work. Guess we'll go through all of them. Okay, so this one is 0. Okay, let's go through all of them. It will take a while, but I don't see another way to do this. Or maybe there is a way to do this. Let's see how to ignore this time up. Let's look on Google. Unity ignore time up on click. Okay. So let's try tile map block raycast. Nope. Okay, I don't see a solution. Okay, let's try to do it another way. We'll stop this. See, we can't select for some reason. Okay, let's see. Sorry, what's the problem? Not sure how, but would it be easier to determine position using the tile's local space? I don't know how to use that, so I calculated it manually, the distance between the tiles. So it's the same. It's basically the same test. I had to do it manually. The problem that I have now is that I cannot select the colliders because the tile map, it's not even that the tile map is blocking, just that it doesn't work anyway. See, if I disable this, we cannot click this anyway for some reason, and I believe I have to go through each one and change this manually, but okay, let's go through this. Let's select multiple to go faster through this. Sorry, but I don't see another way. If you have a suggestion for this. We'll do it manually now, and we'll think of a solution to make this automatic. Okay, we added the type. Is occupied should be false. It is false. Now let's create our pieces that we want to add to this. Okay. We can do it. We can have two game modes. One could be random, and the other one it's a fixed solution. And if we do this, we need to create another render layer. Oh, sorry, not where is it? How is it called? Sorting layers. And we'll call this. How is it? So piece effect. We have an effect that will tell us if the piece is on the correct terrain, and then above this we want the animal. Yes. Let's take these two scripts and move them from where they are in assets to scripts. Keep everything organized. Now the Visual Studio will give us an error. Have to reopen those. But let's create some pieces. We need two things. One, let's get a sprite of one tile. Let's find one that is the smallest one, the most visible one. So let's add the sprite renderer. No, let's call this piece this, like this, and inside it we'll add so let's call this a square, and this square should have a sprite renderer. And now I want to add the material from our previous project. That material, that shader that we used to flash white on damage, and that one should be in 2D platform here. Assets, resources, shaders. Let's create a folder for this. Now let's just drag and drop here, like this. Now that we have this, we need to create a material. Call this simple, like this, simple material. Now we have the material. Let's go to our square and select piece effect. See, now we drag this material, and if we go to the material we can select this. See, and also let's look at this. We want the transparency to be much lower, but the flash amount should be like this, completely white. And let's try to add on top of it an animal like this, and we have somewhere here animations. This is for idle, but I don't like the angle of this. Maybe like this, southeast angle. Okay, so let's go here, add a sprite renderer, and add one sprite from here, like this, and like this. Now it's visible because we changed the layer. You see, I have a problem with this. We need to remove the material, sprite, and add that square that we have here in sprites. I forgot to add it. Let's go to folder. And drag and drop this here. Okay, now let's go to our square, add this. Obviously it will be too big, and let's change it, the pixel per unit, to the size of this. Which I believe is this. Now let's change the transparency. Let's go here to one tile that is more visible, like this. Center the animal here, and then we want to rotate this 45 degrees, like this. And now let's resize this. But first of all, let's remove this animal. We need to create this shape, and it will not work like this, I believe. Yes, that is not. I see. Maybe it can be rotated from here. We have pivot, but that is not what I need. Sorry, excuse me 1 second, I have to text Llama. Okay. Yes, I have a problem because I need not this shape. Let's see how it's called. Diamond shape white. translate this. Sorry, I don't know how it's called, that ship. Need to search. So Romanian to English. Zero. Oh, okay, it's the same. Didn't know that. Okay, wrong ship. Oh, that's the same. White PNG. We need this to resize. We cannot work with a square. We need this exact shape. How is this called? Do you know the name of it? No. The rotating doesn't work. It needs to be this shape exactly. Could you try rotating? I see what you mean. Okay. I see. That could work. Let's try this. That is a very good idea. So instead of this, you're saying let's try to rotate. So first let's rotate it 45 like this, and now you're saying maybe rotate it like this in another dimension. See? That could work. Yes, that works very well. Thank you. That works very well. But I don't like the transparency. Let's increase this. And let's see if it's red like this. Maybe a little bit more like this, 0.5. Okay, this works. Okay, now we have the one square, but I would like this to be exactly the size of this, not an approximation. How do we calculate this? That's the question. But I guess it's not that important, because it's not just need to make sure that it's in the center of this, which is not that complicated, I believe. Okay, so if you add another one and move it like this, see there is the size. I don't know how to calculate this because we're working with rotation. See there is a difference. They're not completely connected like this. There's a distance between them. And how do we know the distance? Maybe we cannot work like with this that much. Not that big of a problem. Can do something to create a better shape. Let's go to one collider and let's add a sprite here, sprite enter, and compare this with the collider, because the collider is perfect. Where is our white square? Okay, let's recreate what we did previously. The rotate 45 on Z and then on X like this. And now let's see. Wow, that's better. See, let's compare with this. Let's try to adjust the scale a little bit. Now let's compare again. It's almost perfect. Okay. Maybe like this. It is almost perfect. Guess I'll keep this like this. Sorry. Okay. Let's save this. Prefab. Remove this from that collider. Transparency should be 0.5. And let's create a piece. Now. Reset transform. I'll disable the Llama so we can see this better. Sorry, I resetted that screen. Let's close this. See our square. Okay. And let's add it to the piece. And let's create a shape. We need here on our position. Let's add 0.5. Get this on both. And let's reactivate that tile map and see if this looks good. Nope, this is not correct. Okay. So the Y value here should be 25, like you see. Now it's okay. Let's deactivate this to see better. And let's create another one. So on X we want to add 0.5 and on Y minus 0. Like this. Now we have a shape. Each square should have a value. So let's add a script here called square. New script square. Should have a value if it's empty, and otherwise if it's a certain, it has a certain animal. Also we'll save this in a simple int, so int type, and we comment here if it's if -1, then it is empty. We'll have a prefab folder here for pieces. This system is inside here. We need the animal, so we'll create an empty object inside. We need a sprite renderer, and an animator. And, let's select southeast orientation. See, now we have a problem because this is rotated. This is also rotated and deformed. We first need to add it to the animal layer and see it is distorted. To revert this, we need to look at this rotation and take these values but with minus and put them inside the animal here to revert this rotation. But you see we have a problem. I don't know why. Also, these are not do not have point filter here. Need to be point to see it clearly. See now it's better. It's more visible. Let's look at our square. So a 45 here minus 45 should work, but does not work for some reason. Don't understand why. Okay, I see. We also have a problem that the scale is different. See, so we'll do it another way. Let's add the animal first here. Let's call this like this. Reset everything. And now that we have the animal, we add the square to it. Let's go to prefabs and save a square and the animal. But before we save the animal, let's create that animation. Create animator controller. Now drag and drop this here. Let's create the animation, just an idle animation. Looking for southeast. Let's see how this looks. Zoom in here. See, we have a problem here. Because if I am correct, we have a sheet here of animations. Let's try to split this. See, maybe 60. No, 62. So 100. 14 this. 64. 80. Okay. So 80 divided by 3 is. We cannot divide this by 3. I see. Okay, let's take the individual frames then. Take the individual frames. Okay, from here to here. See, it looks pretty good, but too fast. 15. Also too fast. Let's position this in the middle, and now instead of that simple, but let's put this square that is here inside the board. Okay, but actually we don't need to do this. We just need to give it a value. So if it's this one, will be the type will be equal to the type of terrain, so 0 in this case. And this one -1 since it's empty. This -1 as well. Now we have a piece, but we need to add on all of these the square script. So this is 0. These two are -1. Excuse me 1 second. Excuse me 1 second, I have to go help my parents with something, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. You still here? Okay. Okay, so now we have the piece. Let's start working on how to move the pieces. Okay. Let's save this piece in our prefab folder. Okay, now we have a piece. Let's delete it from here. Enable the Llama, and I believe we'll have the pieces on the bottom side of the screen. To do this, we need a holder for this. So a holder, pieces holder. Reset the position, and let's position this here, like this. Okay. When we spawn our pieces, we'll have some space between them. But for now, let's use this piece, and we'll make more after. Here in our piece, let's let's put this at the bottom here, and on our piece, let's create another script called piece. And in this script, we'll just save the number of squares, because we want to raycast on every square, and to do this we need to know the number of squares, and we can't just get the child count, so the number of children, because we also have the animals here, and are not the children of squares. So to solve this, we'll just create a script on the piece, the public int number squares. We want to know the pieces in advance, so we go to our level manager, and we'll create an array, public game object, pieces array. But to be an array, you need to add brackets, these square brackets. Now it's an array, and here we'll have the pieces, but I was thinking, what if the space here on the bottom is not enough? That is my question, but let's keep it like this for now, and we'll modify later. So here in pieces folder, sorry, in level manager, we'll create the array. Let's say we have 6 pieces, and we'll drag the same piece on all of them for now, and we'll replace later when you have more pieces. Let's say these are the pieces. We want to create them, and before that we need to go to our piece, and we have a physics layer for the tiles of the platform, but we need also a new layer for our piece. But how to do this? Yes, so not the piece square, because we'll be clicking on a square collider. Let's select our squares here and add so we are in our prefab. Let's add a polygon collider 2D. See, now we have a collider on these, and now that we have the collider, it's important to set the layer to square. Now we can recast on them, and we can differentiate between our platforms and our pieces. What else do we need? We need to spawn the pieces, so here void spawn pieces for make a for loop from 0 to pieces array length, and for each one we need to get the pieces holder in here. Public game object pieces holder. Let's go to our inspector and drag this into our script. Now we have the piece holder, the whole game object, because we not only need the position, we need to make the pieces children of this. To do this, instantiate, meaning spawn. We need the pieces. Okay, so we go into our array on the I position, so that piece. Then the position should be pieces holder transform position, and then we want to add the distance between the pieces, so I multiplied by vector 3, right? And that should be no, it's not enough. We need to multiply by some number. Let's try 3 like this, and then the rotation Cartesian dot identity, meaning it's the default rotation of the preferred, and then we want the part to make this child of our holder, so transform parent equal to pieces holder, like this. Sorry, not transform, because if we say piece holder, then we're referring to the whole object. Okay, now we have the pieces. Let's create our controls. Since we're not using physics, this will be easier than previous games. We need a update function, and let's create functions to keep this organized. Create void on click like this. So if input get mouse button down, I believe, I don't know which one is it 0? Okay, so if click, sorry, let's be precise. If right click, sorry, left click, if left click, then now we need to check if we have a piece, if we hold a piece. So in here we have a variable, sorry, not void, game object current piece, and this should be null by default, none. And I believe it is null anyway. We don't need to do this here. It's null by default, and here we check if this current piece, if you're not holding the piece, so if this is null, then our current piece, but sorry, not like this, sorry, we need to recast. If we do this, we need to recast. Let's go to, I have a script here in a folder, Unity scripts, let's see, recast to here, and I believe here we need to get the mouse position. So let's see on the internet how to do that. I looked, it exists, so it is to be recast at mouse. Okay. let's see for 2D, not 3D. 2D, is this 2D? Okay. Weird that I don't see how to do this. Should recast from players to mouse. Recasting mouse to select items. This one should be okay. So converted mouse position to 2D. Okay, let's see how we do this. So we need the mouse position. Okay, so this here. Okay, let's save this in a text file for later. So we need to recast. Let's copy this logic for recasting. Okay, get this. Okay, so instead of this, let's try vector 3.0. We want two layer masks here. We want public layer mask. So layer mask means you can select which physics layers you want to detect with this. So we'll create one for platform layer mask and public layer mask square layer mask like this. Okay, and in here at the end we want to add the square layer. Wait, what is the problem? Let's first get that mouse position. So we get the mouse position here and then mouse position instead of transform here. So we do this recast. You know what a recast is, correct? You know what is a recast? It's like a temporary collider for one frame in the shape of a line. And you can have a size for it, a length to it, or it can be infinite. In this case, size doesn't matter because we are using vector 2.0. And instead of this, I believe we will use that layer mask, which is square layer mask. But for some reason, okay. Now it should work. Yes, we have. This works now. We have we recast first, okay, and then since we only recast for squares, we don't need to check the tag. If we hit something, we know that the square is child of the piece. So current piece will be equal to this square. So hit collider transform parent that game. So we get the parent, the whole piece, not just one square. Now we have the piece. This is for testing purposes, we don't need this. And while we want if here in update, if current piece is different than null, then we want to move the current piece. So current piece is equal position, so transform position is equal to, and we need that mouse position, which is but we want to maintain that z0 must be 0, so instead we'll create a new variable here, mouse position, but instead of this we say vector 3, and at the end we need the z-axis, so 0.0, and after we have the position we move it to the position like this. So let's comment this get mouse position 0.0 on z like this, and then here we move the piece, we teleport the piece to mouse position. So if we are holding a piece, we do this, but also we want to go to our square here. We need 3 colors, white, so if our piece is not on the platform. We want red if the square is on the wrong type of tile, and we want green for when the square is on the correct tile. So to do this we need to create here a public color array, square colors. Now we need to go to our piece prefab to get that transparency. So piece here. Let's get this color here. Let's just copy paste this. It's white. Okay. So the transparency is 0.5. Let's go to our level manager. Colors, we need 3. 0 is white, so white, but 0.5 transparency. We want green with 0.5 transparency, and we want red with 0.5 transparency. Now we have the colors. We will do something a little bit not complicated, but not easy either. Let's go to our square script. We have a type, but we want to have that color, that sprite renderer. So public, not even public, just sprite renderer is equal. So this sprite renderer, and okay. And we want to get this in start function, which I'll say again, the start happens at spawn one time at the beginning of the existence of this object. Sprite renderer is equal to get component sprite renderer. Make the sprite renderer, and we want to have a function here called change color. So public change color, sorry, not this, public void change color. We want the color here, and sprite renderer, that color is equal to color. Like this, we have the function. Now we need to raycast. While we are holding a piece, we need to raycast from every square, from the center of every square. To do this, we'll do something here. Create a function here, void raycast while holding piece. We need to get first. So first we need an int called number of squares. Okay, but okay, so we need this int, get it from our current piece. So current piece, get component piece, and then we get that number squares. and now I know the the names are the same. You can do this in C#. So now that we know the number of squares, we need to raycast from each square. And after we raycast, okay, how do we do this? Let's create a bool for this, a bool here. So current piece, and also bool can place, and this should be false here. And here we go from create a for loop from 0 to number squares. Sorry, just like this. Okay. So we go from for each square. For each square, we want every time we do this, we want to check. So here we want an int squares, called squares, agree, which means number of squares that are in the correct position, and this should be 0. Okay, and here we check for each one if, but not like this. We need a couple of things. Okay, I see. Okay. The problem is, I was thinking to raycast, and every time we raycast, we need to check that components, the square script here. We need to get it and check the type, but that is very expensive if you do this every frame. Okay. Okay, that is very expensive. So to do this, we need instead of getting a bunch of components every frame, we'll create some variables for this. So here, current piece, we'll have here the squares. So square like this, current squares. Okay, so you get that number, but we do this here. So, int number squares, current number squares. Okay, so instead we do this here in our click. If we don't have a piece and we click on a piece, then we get that number here, current number squares is equal to current piece get component that piece script number squares. What is this? Okay, so here get the piece object, we get number of squares in piece, and now we want to save the square scripts of every the square script of every square. So for we get we use a for loop from 0 to this number, current number squares, and we add. Okay, let's do it. But before we do this, since we're working with an array, we need to create the array here. So current squares squares is equal to new square, and here we specify the size. So this will create an array of this type, so square, with this amount with this length, so current number of squares. And here we put in the I position every child of this piece. So current piece, transform, get child, and then get component square. Okay. And now we don't need to do this every frame. We do this once on while we do this once when we click. So now we have everything we need here. Instead of this, we use current number of squares, and we want to raycast from each one. But before we do this, we want to create an int green squares equals 0. Okay, and here if we first raycast from that square. Let's copy this again. Length doesn't matter here, just need this. Okay. So here we need the position, which is current piece. Sorry, we don't even need this. We just use the squares. Then the square in the I position, and then we need its position. So transform position. Then we want to usually raycast is a line, but in 2D you can use use point. I believe in 3D it's also possible. So instead, if you write this vector 0, it means it's a point, not a line. And here, instead of length, which is irrelevant now because it's a point, we specify the layer, the physics layer. But we need to create this. We need to go to our inspector, and here we have mask here, and we need to select which layer we want. So for platform, it's platform, and for squares, it's squares. Like this. Now, okay, we raycast and we check here our type of. We compare the tile with the sorry, so here we not a square but platform, because we're recasting the platform. We check here if we need to get that sorry, that what's it called? Let's see how we call this. So the platform script, get component platform. Okay, we get type. No, first we need to get this component. So let's create here a variable called platform. Platform, and this is heat collider. So the collider that collided with our raycast, and we need to get from this object the component. Now we have it, and I do this because we will do more than one operation with this. So I do this for efficiency. We do this one time. Now we need to check two things. We need to check if this platform is occupied. So we check here if platform that is occupied, if this is false. So here we have the exclamation mark. If it's not occupied, it means we need to do two things here. One is we need to add to our green squares plus plus. Okay. And now we need to get that square. No, sorry. First, we check if it's not occupied. Then we check if our platform type is equal to current squares, current square type. So we check if they are the same type. If they are, we increase our green squares. And we also want to change the color of the square to green. Let's see which one is. I believe it's 1 for green. So let's use that function. We use this square script and change color to the color. Let's see how we call this. Square colors, and 1. So it's green here. Let's specify here. Change to green. Okay, so here if platform is unoccupied, here if square is on correct type. Okay, we do this and then either if here else, so if a square type different than a tile, we change the color to red like this. And we also do this here, another else. So if is occupied, we change it to red. So let's call this change color to red. Okay. And we also have a case where we hit nothing. So if it is null, if we don't hit anything else, we want to change the color of each square to 0, so white. Change color to white. And I also have a problem with our piece. We need to add another variable here, public vector 3. Original position. Initial position. We need to have the initial position. So when we spawn our pieces here, see spawn piece. After we do this, after spawn, we need to save the initial position. To do this, I also have a problem here because we saved the object, and I don't like that. Let's save the piece script. Now we should have some errors here. See, instead of this, let's see, get component, and now we have access to that initial position. So here let's create an empty game object like this, and let's instantiate this first here. Okay. And now let's save that first. Let's say here the parent, transform parent. So we put it in the holder, place piece in holder, here we spawn, and then we want to get that position in space. So get initial position, get component is, and then initial position is equal to this object, so this transform position. Now we have the position, and we need this if we click okay, so we created the conditions for raycast, and at the end, after this for so here raycast from each square, and after the for we need to check if all of these, if all of the squares are on the correct terrain. So to do this, we check here if green squares is equal to the number of squares on this piece. So here, if it is placeable, then we want to change that to here on can place. So can place is to else can place is false, okay. And now let's go to on click here. So if we do not here, if we are not holding this, okay, this one is irrelevant, this length, because it's a point, not a line, okay. So if the piece is not bad, we also want a case where we hold the piece, and here if can place, if can place is false, so if not can place, then we want to return that piece to its original position first. So current piece transform position is equal to, we need that we actually have that piece here, current piece initial position, like this. So send teleport is to initial position, and we also want to make sure that the squares in this piece are white. So current piece, so change squares to white. Current so for make a for loop from 0 to current squares length, and we change each one, change color to colors, square colors 0, which is white. And now that we did this, we can make that current piece variable null. So now it's empty. We don't need to destroy the object, the piece. We send it to back to its initial position. So if here, let's comment this, if we are holding a piece. So if it's placeable here, and now we need else. So if it's not placeable, and if it's not placeable, sorry, if it is, sorry, this here, so if it's here, if it's not placeable, then if it is placeable, then we need to do a couple of things. First, we need to remove those squares, those squares, and leave just the animals there. So to do this, okay, how do we do this? Okay, let's see how to do this. Maybe here in our square, let's have an animal object, public game object, animal object, and let's go to our prefab and save that animal on the square, in the squares. Okay, so the square is this one, the first one. We go to the script and drag our animal there. Okay, so we need to go through each square and check if we have an animal. For we go from 0 to current squares length, and now we check if we have an animal on that square. Current squares. We check for animal object. So if this is different than null, so if it exists, then we want to place this square on that collider, but also we don't know which is on which collider that square is. So to do this, we'll raycast from the center of our square. We'll raycast, I believe it's more efficient to do this here. We'll raycast from our square. So let's copy this raycast. Okay, platform, raycast for the platform. And then obviously the squares are already in the position, in the correct position, so we do not check if collider is this collider is no, or maybe okay, let's check just in case, but it should be different than almost in all cases. Chances are very low for this to be different than null. Sorry, be null. So, okay, so we raycast from our square, from the center of our square for a platform, and now with that we know the platform, we want to place that animal in the center. So to do this, we need to get that animal object. So this, okay, let's comment this so it's easier to understand. This animal's position will be equal to our recast, our hit collider transform position. now that we placed the animal, if it is different than not, if we have an animal, okay, and then we want to remove the squares, destroy the squares. But if we put this animal here, we need to do a couple things. Now that I think about it, we need to do this for every not only the animal, we need to do this for the squares as well. So okay, I see. Okay, let's first recast. So we first recast. Okay, we recast, and here, if we find the platform, if we have an animal, we place that animal on the tiles. So this here is equal to with collider that transform position. So here we need to transform position as well. And so we place the animal on tile, and we want to place the square on tile. Transform position is equal to the position of the tile, the collider. So because the tiles don't have colliders, we place them over the time up. And after that, we need to make sure that every square is white. So here at the end, let's take that sorry, this line. Let's comment this, change color of squares to white. Let's copy this and put this here as well, because we do this here too. Okay, and now that we did this, when we recast, we also need to get that platform, because we want to change it to occupied. If we place a piece on the board, we want to change the tiles to occupied. Here, let's change platform to occupied. Hit that collider. Get component platform, and we want to get that occupied. So this is true now. Okay, now this should be playable, I believe. Might have some bugs, but I believe it should work. Let's see. First of all, the first problem we have is that, see, we do not spawn the pieces. Okay, because we forgot to add this folder here, so let's get this folder. This here. Let's check if our colliders are in the correct position first. Yes, this is okay. But I believe we have a problem with our spawn function because I simply forgot to add it here, so spawn pieces. Okay, and also not only this, we need on click we need to check this every frame. So we go to our update function and place this here instead of okay. This one, I don't know why it is here, just don't click. And also we want to do this raycasts every frame while we are holding a piece. Okay. So also here, let's say we need this to happen only if current piece is different than so if we are holding a piece. Let's copy all of this. Okay. Delete and place it here. So only if we are holding a piece. Let's put this in update too. But you can also this. Okay, see, now we have the pieces. Let's click on all. See, now we have null. Let's see where it is. So the problem seems to be but why we entered this? Because the collider should be null. Let's see what's the first one here. So the problem is that we somehow collide with something. Let's look at our piece here. We need this to be in square for the children as well. And let's go to our colliders. This should be platform. Okay, let's say like this. See, same error. Okay. We raycast, and for some reason, let's look at our yes, I see. Okay. We need to teleport this. So while holding this, let's call this while holding this. So instead of this, while holding this, we also want to teleport the piece to our mouse position. Let's go here. So while we're holding this, we need to do the vector 3. Okay. And here on the z-axis we want 0, and then we want that piece. So current piece transform position calculate mouse position in space, and here we teleport a piece to mouse position. Now hopefully we get less errors. Same error. Now we have another problem, I believe. Current piece. Okay. Where do we use this? We use this in update. So the problem is simply the fact that this needs to be inside here. So here, let's say if that was the problem. Okay, let's select one. At least see the recast is interesting, but it's normal because we have a bunch of errors from a single line of code. Okay, let's look at that platform layer mask. How does that platform layer mask? Okay, so we should only target the platforms. Here, let's check if our colliders are. Nope, that is the problem. See? They should be platform, and the piece should be square. Okay, that was the problem. It was in the default physics there. See, now we have another error. See which line of code. Okay, this one. But why does this enter I'm wondering why does this happen, because this happens if we recast and we hit the platform. But see, if I replay this, it happens instantly if I select the piece. See, so I believe the recast is incorrect here. So let's look again at it. At physics 2D recast, we recast from R square position, vector 0, so it's a point, and then we check for platforms only. Somehow it hits something. It hits something for some reason. It shouldn't, because there's nothing else there. The only thing I can think of is maybe it collides with the square somehow, the square collider. Let's look at that layer mask one more time to be sure. So platform, okay, and here square, okay. So this is correct here. Then we check if it's different. So it should be seems to be on every collider. Let's double click on that error. So the problem is here. This occupied is not working somehow. Let's go to our platform script. So scripts, platform. We have this wolf. Which is by default false. And somehow we have a problem because on this line here. Let's go to the first error first. Okay, this time. Let's pick another one. Same error. The errors don't stop regardless of where I hold it. Okay. We have a null reference, so something is it's a variable that is null somewhere. Let's check the whole function because it's on this function the error. So if you're holding a piece, so if this current piece is it's null. So if you're it's different than null. So we're holding a piece, okay. Then we get the mouse position in space, okay. Then we teleport to mouse position. This works. We have a counter for the. Okay, I see one problem. First of all, this. Oh, never mind. This is zero. Okay, so this resets every time. Okay. Then from 0 to number of squares, we recast from each square with a point. Only on platforms, and then if we hit something with the recast, it should be a platform. I see what the problem is. This okay, so obviously with the recast we select something that we should not. So here after the recast, let's debug log, which means write a message if let's see the name of the object. So collider game object. See what are we hitting with this recast, because I believe this is the problem. Let's try again. See, it's square. So we recast on the square for some reason. Let's see our prefab. This should be the problem here. No, it's not. But why does it recast on the square? Because see, this piece is square layer on the layer square. Why does this happen? Recast. Okay, so from the position of the square. Let's rewrite this again. Let's comment this one. So just do this. And what are the options here? Let's see. What are the options? Okay. Okay, so let's check all of these options. This one, no. Yes, we wrote this incorrectly. This we need a length here before specifying the layer mask, we need the length. I don't know why, because this is a point, so it has no length. Okay, let's check every raycast. We wrote this incorrectly. Every raycast we need to modify. Okay, so add a length here. Okay, now we modified this. Hopefully we have a we don't have an error, or at least not that error. We do have an error again, but the good thing is now it's colliding with the platform. See, now it's working. We have another error somewhere. Yes, that makes sense here, because obviously if there is no object to get the name from, we get this error. Let's comment this. Let's comment it. See if now we have a problem with the fact that no, we have no problem, but one thing that bothers me, why is this red? Should be green. Say this one works, but the other ones, okay. I believe the problem is here while holding, where we raycast. We compare here if the square is on the correct tile, but also we want to say the OR operator. Sorry, I don't know how to write it. I have to search how to write the C# OR operator. I don't know how to write this. Where is it? This double bar here. So either if the platform is the same type with the square, or we want if the platform, so not the platform but the square type, if this is -1 equal 2 times. Let's look at that piece prefab to make sure that those are -1, empty squares. Yes, no. Let's first change this to 0. I don't know why it's -1. And now let's go to square. Yes, they are -1. And now that we modified the condition, we should see all of them green. Okay, see. Let me make this full screen. So now the board here can only sit on the ground without the grass. See. And the other squares can obviously, since there's no animal on them, can sit anywhere. And see, if we click somewhere unplaceable, it goes back to the initial position. See, and if we let's see what happens if we place it correctly. See, we have a problem now. Problem. Let's go and see here if it is placeable. Let's see what we do here. We go through all the squares in the piece. We raycast to detect the platform. If we detect the platform, if we have an animal, we place the animal there. and then place the squares on the correct platform. Change the platform, this happens, but at the end we need to say current at the end of this we need to say current is equal to let's check this. Sorry, I closed the schedule. Okay, and replace it. See, now it works. Now this works, so it's playable. And I think we'll stop for today. Thank you for coming, H. Thank you very much for coming. Do you have any questions? I have a bit of lag in my chat. I believe it's not in real time. Don't know which setting it is. Okay, so okay. Then if you don't have questions, we'll meet next time, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we'll make this playable and create level transitions, sound effects, everything else that this needs. And at the end I'll share the project on Google Drive. Okay, so thank you for coming. See you next time.